Assalamu alaikum. A very good morning, dear students. I hope you all are fine. Today, we are going to do a guided assessment which has 10 marks and it's from your textbook, Oxford International English textbook, page number 144 and 145. I hope you are doing your assessments very nicely. So, this is your second assessment of English, and in this assessment we will read a text and then we will solve the questions. So let's get started. Its learning objective is enable them to read and understand the text by a guided assessment. But before start its reading, I want to ask a question. Who is an astronaut? In your opinion, who is an astronaut? Do you know about any astronaut, or do you have any information? If you have any information, so you can write in comment box, then we will start today's guided assessment. Yes, it's a very simple question, and astronaut is basically a person who travels in a spacecraft, okay, who travels in outer space, right? A person who's specially trained to travel into outer space. And astronauts also have some responsibilities. They have basically a commander who leads the mission and a pilot. So that's why they called astronauts. And then you can see they always wear a specific suit for going or for traveling in a space. That's called space suit. What is this called? It's called spacesuit. Why do they wear spacesuit? Because that spacesuit basically provide them air, means oxygen. You can see the cylinder behind that person, oxygen, and it also provide or protect them from the radiation or the temperature of in the outer space, and protect them from the radiation of the sun, right? So they wear the space suit as well. Now let's start our today's reading. I request you all, please open the book, page number 144. Then we will start it. You sharp your pencil. You must have your pencil in your hand. You have to write the meaning for the understanding of the text. Yes, I'm going to read the text that has been started with a heading, a return ticket to space. The golden ticket to outer space. This is basically a non-fiction reading. Okay? It's not a story, it's not a fiction. It's basically we are going to read a non-fiction that is not a kind of story. Do you want to buy a ticket to become an astronaut? A question. Then 500 people have already booked their trip. Means 500 people have already booked their tickets to travel into space. The first flights are due to take place in 2013 or 2014 from a spaceport in the United States. That happened in the United States, from the spaceport. It's like a airport at spaceport, also be like a airport. Passenger 500 will be and film actor Ashton Kutcher, who has just bought his ticket, and he has also bought tickets. Tickets cost $200,000. The cost of ticket is $200,000. It's very expensive. A new kind of spaceship. Now the heading, second heading, first heading, the new kind of spaceship. Richard Branson, a British airline owner and adventurer, Who's adventurer? A person who enjoys to do adventure. Has started a company called Virgin Galactic. Virgin Galactic means related to galaxy. Galactic means related to galaxy, and galaxies are in space, outer space, right? Which sounds like something from Star Wars. They have built a spacecraft like the one you can see in the photo on page 138. Yes, what you have to see, he had built the spacecraft. How it looks you can see on page number 138, and you can see also on the page number 145. But I'm going to show you, this is how look the spacecraft. Yes, it's like an aeroplane. The mothership White Knight 2 has two compartments on for crew. Crew means a team or group of people who work to operate a aircraft or spacecraft. Okay, you can see they are talking about there would be two compartments in that spacecraft. One for the crew, means to the people or a group or the team who just operating the spacecraft or aircraft, which look like two airplanes with long wingspan. You can clearly see that it's just look like an aeroplane with a long wingspans. This is long wingspan, a distance of wings from one side to another. It's called the wingspan. So in the middle, and its shape is also very similar to aeroplanes. Spaceship 2 is suspended from the middle of the wing. This is Spaceship 2 that is suspended from the middle of the wing. So it had been suspended, mean hang. Okay. How to become an astronaut? How to become an astronaut? I'm on this line and this paragraph. There will be 2 pilots and 6 passengers on Spaceship 2. The White Knight 2 will carry the spaceship up to 15.5 kilometers above the Earth, release it, and go back to land. So when they just have to go up, so it will above 15.5 kilometers above the Earth. The spaceship's rocket will then propel means push, move down it into space at up to 4,000 kilometers per hour. Okay, the passenger became astronauts at 100 kilometers above the Earth. Means when did they become the astronaut? When they just go above at least 400 kilometers per hour, at least 100 kilometers above the Earth, then they will become astronauts. A spaceship 2 will feather or fold up its wings. Then what happens to that? What happens to that ship? This, you look at the shape that it will fold up its wing. I mean, these are the wings. You can clearly, these are the wings, and it will be folded. It will then fly higher to 110 kilometers, and passenger will experience weightlessness for 5 minutes. So what is weightlessness? Means they are free to be free of the Earth's gravity, so that you float about. Float means move, floating. That it's basically used for the thing or object that just move slowly on the surface of a liquid or a water. So it's called floating. So you will start floating when there will be no gravity. The passenger became astronauts at 100 kilometers above the Earth. Spaceship 2 will feather or fold up its wing. It will then fly higher at to 110 kilometers, and passenger will experience weightlessness due to the lack of gravity, because there is only gravity on Earth, but there is no gravity in space. That's why they will not feel the weight. They will be able to see Earth's curve because they are so far away. Then the spaceship will re-enter the Earth's atmosphere at 21.5 kilometers. The wings will means when they just reach at the 21.5 kilometers of wings, they will defeather, means open out, because they will be closed, the wings will be closed when they just reach to 110 kilometers above the Earth. But when they just reach to the point on 21.5 kilometers, then they will be open again, so that it can glide down to the spaceport and land like a plane. Glide means to move slowly, okay, slowly and smoothly to the spaceport. So this is your text. This is all your text. Now we have to move on to the written work that you have to do. Written means the guided assessment. How you have to do this guided assessment, you know very well. You have to draw the margin line on both sides of your page, and then, as you know that how to prepare the notebook, it will be done on your language notebook. I'm saying again, this assessment, guided assessment, will be done on your language notebooks, and you will mention the date here in this middle, in the center of the top of the page. You will write assessment 2. Kids, you have done on Monday. Assessment number 2 and day. You will write your day, then you will write the day, then you will write topic. That is, what is the topic? Comprehension and the golden ticket to outer space. What's the topic? The golden ticket to outer space. And after writing topic, what do you have to write? The learning objective. What will you write? Learning objective, that is, enable them to read and understand the text by guided assessment. So you will write this learning objective. Then you will start writing question. You have to write question as well, okay. It's on page number 145. You can see your book. I request you all that open the book, page number 145, and you will write the question from the book. The part A, answer in complete sentences. The requirement is you have to write the answer in complete sentence, right? First question is, how high does the mothership take Spaceship 2 before it launched? Okay, I am repeating the question. How high does the mothership take Spaceship 2 before it launched? So it's already there on your book, and we have discussed it, that how much it will be high when it will be launched. It's from lines, the back you can see from 15 to onward lines on your text. Second question, how many people can fly on the spaceship? Yes, how many people can fly? It's also in the same paragraph, the line number from 15 to onward. You can find the answer easily. But you have to write the answer in complete sentence. When do the passenger become astronauts? Yes, is also very easy. We have discussed during the reading that when did the common people, became an astronauts. As you know, that the astronaut is basically a person who had been trained to travel into the outer space, but a person who is not specifically trained, but he will be also become an astronaut. How? We have discussed in reading. Look at the page 144 and find the answer and write the complete answer. Don't write incomplete answer or incomplete sentences. Make sure that you are writing the correct sentences. What makes a passenger weightless? Yes, during reading I told you that what makes passenger weightless. As you know that why do we feel weight? Because of gravity on earth, but when people will go in a space, they will not feel the weight because of lack of gravity in the space. Yes, this is your first part. I am repeating. Make sure you have done all the things properly, that you have written the date, assessment 2 day, and you have mentioned the topic, learning objective, and then you have written the questions. After completing part A, that is the part A of your comprehension, page number 145. Yeah, now you have to move on to the next part, that is B part. What you are need to do in this part, you will give the answer what do you think. Means it, you have to elaborate your answer, explain it, means describe it. You will give more detail. Okay, the first question is from part B. So again the same instruction for you, that you have to write question, complete question. Don't skip to write don't skip it, that you don't bother to write the question. You have to write questions and mention the question and part also. It's a part B. Question number 1, is it a good or a bad idea to take tourist trips into space? Means, is it good to take a trip to into space for a common person, for a common people, or specific a tourist? Is it good? Because as you know that when the person go into the space has no water. In space there is no water, there is no oxygen at all. The person is not so safe when they go or when they travel into the space. Okay, this is very risky. So do you think it's a good idea to take a flight into the space, or to travel into the space, or bad idea that if a common person wants to go to see the space, wants to see the earth from the outer space, is it bad idea? So you have to give the reason, you have to justify your answer by giving some reasons. And for this question you have to explain them in 2-3 lines. You have to explain it more than 3 lines, right? More than 3 lines you can write. If you think it is a good idea, then you will support this by your points or reasons. Or if you think it's a bad idea, then you have to support it as well with reasons, right, with some explanation. Question number 2 is, you will write question number 2 from here. Write down new headings for each paragraph or the extract. So you will just simply write headings in your answer. For this question, what you need to do, you will just write simply headings after writing question as an answer. Okay, the previous heading, you will not write the previous heading that are already given on the book. You will change them. You can make different headings, like this is your extract. So you can give the heading to this paragraph, you can give heading to this paragraph, a new kind of spaceship, this is the heading, this is the previous heading. So you can change it and you will write the another heading for this paragraph. According to the paragraph, you will give give a heading, and then you will write another heading for this paragraph, how to become an astronaut. So you, in this question, you will just write some interesting and different headings for each paragraph. I hope it is clear to you, the both questions from part B. So don't think that you have to complete it during the recorded lesson. During the lesson, no need to make it or do it quickly. You have time, just think and then write correctly. I'm again repeating it that for the question number 1 of part B, you're supposed to write in detail, right? Okay, come to part C. If you have book, you can see there are 2 questions for part C, but here you will do only one question, that is question number 2. Okay, so that's why you have to write the question again for part C. You will not write question number 1 of part C, right? You will just write question number 2, and then you will give the answer for question number 2. So you will mention part C, then you will write the question. If there are people flying all around the world in the spacecraft in the future, what will have to be done to keep them safe? Means they have a simple question that if the people started to fly, or all your guided assessments of today, guided assessment. So I hope it is clear to you, it is easy for you. So best of luck for this, for your guided assessment. See you in the next lesson. Have a nice day.